Greetings, Helldivers, and welcome back to R.A.S.H Tactics. So, in today's episode, we have another main mission objective, and in this mission, we have to seal some bug holes. Now, before we get started, I just want to quickly say that I was in about two different mindsets as to whether or not I actually made this episode, given that this mission is relatively simple and straightforward. It's pretty self-explanatory as to what you need to do, but I have also had a few mission run-throughs of this where we've actually struggled to complete it in time. So I thought, what the heck, we might as well just go ahead and try and make a tactics episode about it, but please forgive that it's probably only going to be a few minutes in runtime, and there won't be that much footage in terms of, the actual mission itself, as it is relatively straightforward and simple. Right, before we get started on this one, there are a couple of things you need to be aware of. The first of which is that there is an automaton version of this mission, in which you have to land on the planet's surface and take out a certain number of the automaton fabricators. And the second is that when you are picking your landing location for the mission, you cannot see anything visible on the map except for your extraction point and the glowing red circles which indicate where the bug nests and the bug holes are located. My best piece of advice that I can give when picking your landing location is to land as close to the biggest density of those glowing red circles as possible and focus on taking them out as soon as possible. The reason I say this is because for this mission you only have 12 minutes total to complete it, and then you'll have to get over to the extraction point. So for these missions I wouldn't particularly focus on trying to find every hidden item and all the caches and stuff like that. Even completing the side objectives, unless they're within eyes shots and you can take them out pretty quickly, I wouldn't recommend, beelining towards those. You could do it if you wanted the extra requisition and XP if you've got the time left over, but my biggest recommendation is to focus on completing the main objective straight away. Sometimes I've seen groups land on the opposite side of the map, nowhere near any of the nests, and you have to spend the majority of the mission time just walking over to them in order to finish it. And sometimes I've even had missions complete or finish when we haven't even taken out the full number of them. So yeah, biggest piece of advice I can give, land right next to the biggest amount of nests and take out as many as possible as soon as you can. Okay, now that we've landed on the planet's surface, sealing the bug holes is nice and easy. You also have a variety of different options in order to complete this one. The standard option is to just walk up to the bug holes and drop a grenade down them. Pretty much any grenade will do. The only one I haven't tested is the stun grenade, and I really don't recommend using the sticky incendiary grenade, as you don't want to stand and wait 10 to 15 seconds per grenade to explode to make sure that you've actually hit the bug hole properly. One thing to be aware of when throwing grenades down the bug holes is that some holes can be very picky. Sometimes it looks as though you've thrown the grenade right down the center, but it will actually be sat on the side of the rim and it won't actually count. So just make sure you're aiming directly dead center of that hole and it should go in there and seal it up nice and tight. This sounds very dodgy and I'm really resisting making some puns about this one. You can also make use of several different stratagems. You have your Eagle airstrike, your 500 kilogram bomb. You can also use the 120mm and the 380mm orbital strikes, the standard orbital strike, but the most recommended item I can recommend in terms of stratagems would be the grenade launcher stratagem. This one is perfect for sealing bug holes, as you can fire it from a distance. If you've got good aim, you should only need one grenade per bug hole. You can clear an entire nest, whether it's large, medium or small, from standing on the outer rim, so you don't have to get right in the center, especially if you've got about 10 charges staring at you. And it comes with plenty of ammo to pretty much complete the entire mission with just one person. And that is everything for this mission. There really isn't much else I can tell you about this one. A couple of last bits of advice would be to focus doing the main objective as soon as possible. The mission timer isn't long enough to go off and complete all of the hidden stuff, the caches, any of the samples and any side objectives. You're really just there to complete the main objective and get out as soon as possible. And then lastly, quickest way that I've discovered to finish this on higher difficulties is to focus going after the larger nests. So any medium and any large nests, go for those first. Chuck in all of your orbitals and your eagles first as you're approaching the nest, and then go up with any grenades or the grenade launcher and clear out the last few bug holes to finish off the mission, and then it's pretty simple and straightforward. One thing to be aware of as well with the larger bug nests is there will be a very large contingent of bugs inside the nest, so clearing it out with explosive orbitals will make your life a lot easier later on down the line. But yep, that's everything for this one. Thank you all for watching, and I'll catch you in the next episode.